Well, guys, what's up? What's going on out there today? Yep, Brent Abel here, webtennis.com, another episode of What's the Right Shot. Number 566, Keith with the serve. Yours truly, his partner up at net. And there's a lot of interesting stuff going on with this video, this one particular point. But the main thing that I want to focus on here is the backhand volley that I get right here. And look, I'm literally in the middle of the court. So where are we going to take this with the thought in mind that, shot choice is one thing, right, in terms of where you want to land over there. But the other thing, too, is where do you want to move to next on the court? And so knowing that this space to my right, wide open, I got to be careful with shot choice here because I could be super vulnerable in terms of that open space there. So here are the three things that I want you to be thinking about. Number one is to commit to your shot choice early, right? There's maybe a few different shot choices here, but you got to commit to one early so that you can execute it with the best possible technique that you've got available, knowing that you've got to cover up some court, right? The next thing is just trust it. Just trust that shot choice. You don't want to go into this thing where you're going with a sub-menu of, hey, man, I could play this back at the guy who just played the shot to me. I could go to his partner. I could go maybe little short angles into the alleys, one of the two alleys, or I could go in the middle, maybe even try a little nifty kind of lob. But whatever it is, you've got to commit right now, shot choice. You got to 100% trust it. And now you've got to wait. And too often what happens is we're thinking, okay, I got to play a shot and I got to move back to cover up my part of the court. And what do? Is you reach out too early and don't really get any stick on it. You don't get any power on it. So commit number one, trust that commitment, and then wait for the ideal point of contact so that you maximize your volley technique right here, right? And not getting too far out in front. Here's the shot I play. I decide I'm just going to go in the middle, try to keep it down somewhat low. So you're risking the top of the net, but if it's up high, you know you're in trouble. And so get it there and then start moving back to try to cover. And look, Paul, always half of the team that is typically number one in the world in their age group. He starts anticipating that, right? He starts anticipating where I'm going, and now I'm hung out to dry. And that's just part of the deal, right? And luckily, he misses the shot. All right? Luckily, I don't know, everyone's human. Everyone's human. They're going to miss that shot from time to time. But I want you to feel that 100% commit early, and then just stick with that commitment. And then the big thing for today's What's the Right Shot episode is wait. W-A-I-T. Wait for the ball to get into what is your ideal point of contact on that volley. And then just give it a ride. It doesn't always work out. I'm not saying it's guaranteed. And I'm not saying that there's actually a better shot choice here, because I don't think there is, other than maybe you just sort of play it really softly down the middle, play it underneath. But I must have thought at the time, hey, the middle's going to stay open without Paul anticipating. And there you have it. I very often get asked about fake poaching and what is it. I'm going to show you right here off this second serve from my partner Keith, my fake poach. And it's not really getting out in the middle, but it is one sort of jab step that most of the time all you're trying to do is distract, kind of dirty up the visual landscape of the returner so that they're not totally eagle eye on the ball, right? And that may have happened here where Paul thought, okay, well, I'm not sure. Maybe Brent's moving. I'm not sure, but I'm going to hedge my bet. and go ahead and play a lob. And he did. And look, Keith with an unbelievable, great deep lob. Um, Awkward little shot there, but gets a good court position. And there you have it. All right, guys. Look, if you've not already done so, coming up, got a little message for you here on the 80-20 reality of our points. Could be singles, could be doubles. If you've not yet signed up for this free 9-minute video, it's a game changer. I want you to pick it up and study it and start practicing it, because the reality is, what we think about between points, what we do between points, determines how well you're going to play during the point. All right? Here comes that video. Well, guys, before we get over to the 80-20 reality video, real quick, look, if you love today's episode of What's the Right Shot and it was helpful, please click that thumbs up button. Give it a like, share it with your tennis buds. Any comments, questions, remarks, feedback, let me know down below in the comments area. I love to read your stuff and promise to respond back to you. And then make sure that you click that notification bell so that you are always notified every time I go live and or upload new episodes of What's the Right Shot. Okay, here we go. Here, guys, what's up? Look, there's a real reality here about the 80-20 rule in our singles and doubles matches. And that is that 80% of the time we're not playing points. 80% of the time when we're in a match is spent between points and on side changes. Right. Only 20% of the time are we actually playing the points. So what does this mean? Well, what this means is if you nail the 80% of the match, you consistently play at the very top of whatever your current skill level is. That means you have a very narrow SLR, a very narrow skill level range. The opposite of that is that sometimes we play points way at the very top of our skill level, but way too often we're playing down here at the bottom. The key to playing well, the key to building confidence in our matches is that we start to raise the bottom of our skill level range up to the top, so that we're always playing within that narrow range, which is at the very top of our skill level. Look, how do we do that? Well, what I've got is a very specific 4 parts between points routine. It's my BPR. And look, real quick, here's what it is. I mean, number 1 is emotional control. Number 2 is recovery, physical recovery. Number 3 is a tactic to start the next point. And then the 4th one is a positive self pump. I practice this all the time. This is not like all of a sudden I'm in a close match, end of the 3rd set, and I go, oh, yeah, I got to pull out my BPR, my between points routine. No, I do this between every point, no matter how close the match is. I don't want to get sloppy with the 80% of the match. Look, here's what to do next. Right down below, there's a link. I want you to click it. And it's going to give you a much deeper dive on each one of these 4 parts of my between points routine that is a game changer for you being able to consistently play at the very top of your skill level. Right down below, there's a link. Click it, drop in a first name, email address, and you will be all set to go with this game-changing video.